August is the month when, as the kids go back to school or move into their respective dorms, and you've been hit with all that paperwork that goes with student loans, financial aid, and academic grants, it can be a little overwhelming. At the end of the day, very few students get a full ride to any school, and someone has to pay for something. One thing I've noticed is that as parents talk to me about financial planning sitting around this table, they treat paying for college as a requirement, not an option. Now, as a financial planner, I have to ask every family I work with what steps they've taken to provide an education for their children. But I get the feeling that a lot of people haven't really thought about college planning. But because they don't want to sound negative sitting across the table, they say they are committed to paying for their children's college. So we give them a number and they agree to a certain amount, but I never see people get excited about this act of delayed gratification for a more stress-free life going forward. What I don't ask, but maybe I actually should in thinking about it, is do you want to help your kids with college? I think many parents would say they'd rather take a vacation or buy a new car, if they're really honest, or maybe even retire a couple years early. They may say that sounds awful though, but there's no one right way to approach college for your kids. Parents have the right, you see, to choose how they spend their money on their children. Some spend more money on the house so that the kids can go from the house in a neighborhood, maybe attend a better public school than maybe available in another neighborhood, one neighborhood over. And then they help pay for a portion of that college. Some parents pay for private elementary and high school in the hopes of scholarships to those elite hillside universities. And some parents don't see a big enough difference between elite schools and more affordable institutions. So these parents tend to think the success of their child actually depends on the child themselves rather than the particular school. And going to college or not is really on the kid. So we also see those parents who value education over everything else, usually for one or two reasons. Either these parents never attended college and they want to make absolutely certain that their children will get what they didn't have the opportunity to do, or the second time is when parents are actually in education and academia, and attending college is simply the expected norm for them. It's part of their life. So whatever your philosophy is when it comes to college costs, it's important to understand your why. This conversation needs to happen in a financial planning context, and there are options for whatever path that you've chosen. Give us the why behind what you want to do, and we'll work with you on a plan to help make it happen. My parents' philosophy was that after paying for private secondary school, I would figure college out. But of course, 25 years ago, things were a little different. You see, many professions were still viable options without college degrees, and back then college usually cost along the lines of a new car, maybe a Kia, instead of a hefty mortgage. These days, however, it's a different financial commitment. So what happened in your past that's impacting your attitude towards paying for college? Well, maybe think about what it is. As you think about it, talk it over with your spouse and then communicate that to your children. Some parents out there simply want to educate their kids through world travel, and I totally get that. Travel is an education unto itself. So none of these options, understand, make you a bad parent, but you'll have a better financial relationship with your children if you understand and explain your why to them. Until next time.